But provisionally, I guess I would say that it is the era of U.S. empire and domestic oppression, suppression, and surveillance of political dissent that was organized through a kind of Islamophobic discourse as a way of authorizing and justifying U.S. imperial intervention in the Middle East and globally, since it wasn't only in the Middle East, as a post-Cold War rationale for that U.S. empire, and accompanying it also a rationale for domestic suppression and targeting of immigrants, of religious others, that is a continuation of the racial security state that had developed, in U.S. history as a settler, colonial state for generations, but particularly had been expanded during the 60s and 70s to suppress domestic movements for liberation. Those had apparently ended, and there had been some gains made in the 70s and 80s that made it hard to justify that kind of suppression of rights. And the global war on terrorism was the opportunity for rolling back those and not only suspending any of the gains and protections that had been achieved before, but finding new ways and through the use of new technologies to militarize domestic surveillance, domestic policing. And so what we have basically is an era of about 20 years where there was unaccountable possibilities, to expand and alter the way in which both U.S. empire was prosecuted abroad and, its effects and consequences in domestic political policy as well.